Hey guys, I wanted to cover 3 of the trades that I took today. I'm going to start on, or I'm going to go through one on each platform. I'm going to do a futures, a Forex, and a Nadex trade. So we'll start with our futures trade, which was on the slash TF. So we started our trend line here. This is the first thing I'm looking at in the morning, and this is what I had marked up for a little while now, going on a week. And starting on the 4-hour chart, we've got an obvious uptrend here, but price had started to kind of consolidate down beyond this trend line that I had set up. Now I also had an hourly trend line set up, kind of as a channel topper, if you will, that starts here at this high point, touches this wick, and then continues off to the right. And we had this uptrend here. You could see that price on the 4-hour was getting back to overbought. It was ready for a sell-off. And you can even see on the 4-hour chart, I had a little bit of divergence marked. If we can zoom out here. So if you go from this point, this high, to this point, it's an uptrend a little bit. You can barely see it. But there's some pretty strong momentum shift here on the 4-hour chart, at least. So if I scroll back into my hourly chart, which is what I based my decision off of, and where I made my entry, I had this marked off, and I needed just another level of confirmation. The stock is great, but I wanted one more. I wanted something else, so I took a couple of looks at a few different fibs that would have worked in my favor here, and I had this most recent move down. You can see that it completed a 161.8 retracement, which just it was almost perfect. And then if I took that one out, the one that I used, it wasn't perfect, but it was right around market open, so it got front run just a little bit, and it had, just doing this to get my entry line correct, I used this negative 23.6, but it was preceded by these two trend lines, the 61 point, the other retracement that, or extension, excuse me, that had completed, held perfectly. And so I was comfortable with that entry. And as far as a target goes, I had down in this area, this most recent support as a target. So I literally entered, let's see if I can get down a little bit further. I entered here, and I took it all the way down to this to in between this EMA to the support level. And that first trade, let's see, what did I get out at? Took it down to 1246. That's where I took it. So just before that support line there. All right, so that was the first trade of the day. Second trade, I closed out a trade. Which one was it? It was my short position on UJ. All right, so we're on the dollar yen here, and I had annotated this chart in chat for everyone to see, but I'll go through and I'll explain my thinking here. So I had this wedge kind of shutting in. I just moved my hands like you could see them, kind of shutting in and closing up just a little bit en route down. And I was looking for all week last week. I was looking for a short opportunity, kind of off of this top trend line here. And lo and behold, I got what would have been my perfect entry, but I missed it. And this I wanted to highlight in particular because it shows how you can still get into a trade properly without having to chase. So this right here literally was what I was looking for. That was my perfect entry, but I missed it completely. And I was looking for it on a 4-hour chart. I don't know why I missed it. I can't recall. But that's where I was looking to enter. And I missed it. And so if I come back to the 4-hour chart here, you can see that there's that perfect entry. and it comes back down below my level here, below my below my resistance level, below my trend line, and it comes back up, and again it tests that trend line absolutely beautifully, and guess what? I missed it. So I didn't get in there, and I'm not going to chase the trade. So what did I do? How did I get in? So there was a strong 4-hour downward push here, and then you can see that it spikes back up, right back to that support level, or that resistance level, just below my trend line. So I moved down to my hourly, and I looked for that entry, which again wasn't ideal. It wasn't perfect. I had 2 chances to get in, so I'm stuck here looking for another. And so what I was looking for at the time of entry was, you can see that if I take my high point and then I take my next high point, it's kind of forming a lower high. It comes back down. What am I looking for? A lower high right around my levels. So I ended up getting in here, right at the test of this resistance level and this mini trend line here. Now, I held this for quite a while. I held this. It took a while to manifest itself and to make that big drop down that I was expecting off of such an overbought higher time frame chart. And someone asked, I can't remember who, why I stayed in for so long. One thing that I did was I fibbed down from this high to its kind of short-term bottom, if you will. Now we're on an hourly chart, so it's not really short-term, but and I had set my stop loss because this was a traditional spot Forex trade. I had set my stop loss down right around 103.95, so it was just below my entry, so I was break even. I was going to profit minimally no matter what, but it was above a good amount of protection. It was above 50% and a 61.8% retracement on what I knew was an incredibly overbought chart. And I ended up having a take profit level. I could have held for a little while longer, but I didn't. Hindsight, who cares? I had a take profit level of just around here. I believe I took it a little bit lower because the momentum carried it down, but I took profit right in this area here. Let's see, actually, I think I have it. Where was my take profit? I brought it down to 102.224. So where is that? Yeah, right around here, right around where the candle closed. Okay, and then one more trade. It was an Aussie. What was it? It was a Aussie yen trade that you can see. I had this pre-planned out. I have my buy zone outlined here. I knew I wanted it to test these levels, this trend line and this support level. It was right at a 61.8 retracement, so I knew that it was going to have some strong bulls coming in, albeit short term. I'm on the hourly chart. I'm going to dive down into a smaller time frame to make my entry. So if I zoom out on my hourly, so I sent it right around here. You can see we got some bulls, and then it drove down to the level that I wanted. So I had this in mind from here. I made my entry right around here. Actually, we can probably, if I go down to the 15-minute chart, we can see my entry time. Because I have it, entry time 13:30 on the dot. So 13:30, so right here is my entry time. And the reason that I did that was because just some additional confluence in my favor. So you can see that price came down and just missed. I expanded my chart quite a bit, so it just missed the those 2 levels that I was waiting for, but it did hit my my EMA that I had on my chart here. And so I just took, it was a quick trade. I just took it off of this level and took it right up. I don't know how high I took it, but I grabbed profit as soon as I was happy with it. This was that trade. This was on Nadex, so this was my third platform trade. And you can see that I paid 65 for it, so I risked 65 per contract. That was a little expensive for where the strike was, but I was confident with the move that was going to take place, and you can see that those levels just held nice throughout. So anywhere in this level or below, this area or below, would have been safe for going into the close. So I just wanted to highlight, some of my thinking on how I'm pre-planning these trades, what I'm looking for. I've gotten a ton of questions lately, so I wanted to showcase 3 of the trades that I took today and make it known why I took them and what exactly I'm looking for. I'm trying to do more of these. So if you've got questions, let me know.